Other than that, like I said, we'll keep it kind of simple today. Just get moving, get some good core work in, and get our heart rate up a little bit in our flow, starting in our comfortable seated position. And that can mean whatever that means for you today. And taking our initial scan of the body. So starting from the top of the head, moving all the way down to the tips of your toes, noticing how you're feeling, where you're at, what's going on in the body, those points of tension, those places that maybe you could send a little bit of extra love today and give a little bit of extra leeway, and those places that maybe could handle a little bit more intense version of some of our flows or positions or pieces of work today. As you take that scan of the body and you notice that initial, where those places of tension are and where those spaces that feel good are, if you'd like to take any initial range of motion, I'd like to invite you to do so here for about 4 or 5 nice deep breaths. So if you found some tension through the lower back, maybe it's a spinal twist. If you found it through the core or the sides, maybe it's a lateral stretch. Maybe it's a roll of the head and neck. Or if the legs are feeling a little bit sore or tight today, maybe it's a fold forward. And feel free to take these next couple of breaths, just kind of play around with that. Start the practice off on a good note in the way that works best for you. Taking about 2 more nice deep breaths here. So evening up and then bringing it on back to centered, that nice long spine. When you get there, we will go into our initial ranges of motion. So take your time finishing out your last change of direction or two. And then we're just going to go into a couple of shoulder rolls. So as soon as you bring it on back to center, go ahead and just find a couple of nice big circles with those shoulders, a couple of rolls. Choosing your initial direction, either way, is fabulous. And then taking about 2 more circles in that first direction, and then switching it up. Same thing other way, so opposite direction. Nice big circles with those shoulders. And we'll do our basic flow, so they'll get a little bit of work, but we've been giving them a lot of hard work the last couple of weeks, so they'll get a little bit more of a rest than usual today. 2 more circles in this second direction, and then release those shoulders nice and low away from the ears. From here, we'll take our roll of the head and the neck, and we're just going to do 3 times in each direction. So go ahead and give me that nice long spine with your inhale. With your exhale, we're going to drop that chin to the chest. From here, like I said, 3 times each direction. So rolling that right ear towards that right shoulder. Our exhale pulls us down through center, chin to chest, and then the left ear towards left shoulder. Side to side, nice and easy. And then that one final time in each direction. When you finish that last time, left ear to left shoulder, chin falls back to the chest, and then our inhale lifts that head back up nice and long. Then we'll finish out our warm-up stretches with our lateral stretches and our spinal twists. Let's start with our lateral stretch. Next big inhale, takes those arms out and up towards the ceiling, nice and long away from center. Hold here for just a second. Find that nice big stretch, and then our next exhale pulls that right hand down to the mat, that left arm up over top. Nice big stretch in this direction. Feel free to move at your own pace here. Our inhales pull us through center, our exhales down to that second direction, and then nice and easy side to side a couple times each way. Like I said, at your own pace. Working however deep you'd like that stretch to be. So maybe just the palm comes down, maybe the elbow comes down. Fabulous. Go ahead and take one more time in each direction. So either 2 or 3 more changes of direction, making sure you hit that second side one final time. When you finish that out, we're going to go right into our spinal twists. So if you're someone that likes to have those arms up as you move through center in those spinal twists, feel free to bring them up and go right into it from there. If you're someone that likes to bring them down, feel free to bring them down, find your inhale, and then go right into it from there. So as soon as you finish that last lateral stretch, finding your spinal twist, arms can come up with each twist, or as you move through center, they can stay low and just kind of track across those knees. Once again, moving at your own pace. Those inhales pull us to that long spine. Those exhales pull us in either direction. And just this final nice, easy warm up before we get flowing, get moving. Fabulous. Let's take it one more time in each direction. And same thing here, either 2 or 3 more changes of direction, just making sure you finish out that second side one final time. When you finish that second side, allow that next inhale to pull you back to center. And if you keep the arms low, just release the shoulders. If you bring the arms high, bring them down and around. All right, as we transition, feel free to grab a sip of your beverage, find any final range of motion. So if you kind of, as we started those initial couple, found that there was something else that needs a little bit of a warm up, a little bit of a circle, feel free to find that. Then we're gonna make our way up to standing at the front end of our mat so we have space to step back. So taking your time, we'll have a couple of moments here in this transition, bringing it on up towards standing, taking your time. While we make that transition, I'm just going to kind of demo those 2 options for that transition to the knees that I was talking about. So our first option, our more intense option, what's going to bring us to those knees is going to be standing. We'll be in that chair pose. We're going to step it down to one knee and then that other knee. And then we'll bring those hips down to the side, those feet around, and bring it to our seated. Now, if that doesn't look like something that's going to work for your body today, I invite you, as we make that transition, to find your chair, to fold it forward, and then make the transition in a way that works for you. So maybe you bring it down and step it around like that, rather than not using your hands, or maybe come out of that chair and then just make your way down to seated on your mat in the way that works best for you. So you've got a couple of options as we make that transition. It'll look the same every time, and I'll let you know that we're going into it. Now from the floor, it's going to be the same. We'll come up to those knees, we'll step into that squat position, and then we'll bring it back to our mountain. Same couple of options. If you're seated and you'd rather just stand it up and make your way to the top, feel free to do that in a way that works best for you. That being said, we're making our way to the top of our mat. To start our flow, we're going to start off with kind of a modified sun salutation. So we'll just get it moving right like that. We've got our crescent lunge, we've got our warrior 2. First, let's find 3 nice deep breaths, leading with those arms from our mountain pose. Our inhale takes the arms out and up. Our exhale just brings those arms down and around. Twice more. Inhale takes us up. Exhale brings the arms down. On this third one, we're going to find our forward fold. Inhale takes us up. Exhale, fold the forward fingertips towards those toes. As always, that is our first forward fold of the day, our first inversion of the day. Feel free to have that gentle bend in those knees. Feel free to keep the spine a little longer if that gave you a little bit of a head rush. Taking this time to stretch out backs of those legs, get them ready to get moving. Excellent. Let's find our next inhale to a halfway lift. Finding our flat back, our long spine, those hands either come to the shins or right above the knees, and then exhale to fold forward. Same as our first couple of breaths, let's do that twice more. Inhale to our halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Exhale, folds us forward. Final time, just like that. Inhale to our halfway lift, flat back, long spine, and our exhale folds us forward. Excellent. From here, we're taking it into our crescent lunge. We're going to start with that right leg. It's going to step back nice and long. That heel stays off of the floor. Find your balance and sweep those arms up into that crescent. We've got a nice bend in that left knee. And then that right leg is just as long as yours can be today. So if the hip's a little bit tighter and you need that shallower of a step or that bend in the knee, that's totally fine. Taking a moment here to think about activating through the core, keeping it nice and long. We're going to lengthen our left leg. So we're kind of lengthening both legs here, standing up towards the ceiling. And this is going to transition us into our warrior 2. So I'm going to turn my right heel down and then bend into that left knee again as I bring those arms down. If you need to make those feet a little wider, feel free. That right foot is at that little bit of an angle there. Let's take it to our peaceful. Flip that front palm, lift it up and back. Left palm And then bring it back out to center. Nice long arms, nice long torso. We're gonna cartwheel it down. Left hand comes down, right hand comes down, right heel comes up. From here, our next step is to our down dog. Left goes back to meet the right. Nice downward facing dog. Again, it's our first one of the day, so feel free to pedal out those heels. Keep that nice bend in those knees. Excellent. We're gonna take it to our low flow. So go ahead and float those shoulders out over those wrists. From the toes or knees, we're gonna take it to our chaturanga. So toes or knees either is fabulous. Elbows stay close, be lower down. And then go ahead and press it right up into that cobra, baby cobra, up dog. Turn those toes over, hips up and back, down dog. Excellent. From here, we're gonna walk those feet forward to meet those hands. So taking a couple steps, bringing it back to that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Exhale, fold it forward. Twice more, same thing. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it forward. Final time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it forward. Same thing on that second side. Left leg steps back nice and long. Heel stays off the floor, toe meets the mat. Inhale, sweeps our arms up, crescent. Finding that bend in that right knee this time, that long left leg. Once again, if you need that little bit of bend in that left knee, that's totally fine. We're gonna make our transition to our warrior two. Lengthen that right leg, turn the left heel down. As you bend that right knee, go ahead and bring those arms back down. We're opening those hips towards that side wall. Let's take it to our peaceful. Flip the front palm, lift it up and back. Let's cartwheel it down right from here. Right hand comes down, left heel comes up. Step the right back to meet the left, downward dog. Excellent. Let's take this into our low float. Float those shoulders out over those wrists from the toes or the knees. Chaturanga lowers us down. Inhale, presses the chest up, cobra, baby cobra, or upward facing dog. Tense the core, turn the toes under, press those hips up and back. Fabulous. Let's walk those feet forward to meet those hands. We're gonna do that one more time on each side. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Exhale, fold it forward. Let's go right into it this time. Step that right leg back nice and long, heel off the floor, tense your core, sweep it up. Fabulous. Let's transition to warrior two. Lengthen that left leg, turn that right heel down, open the arms, bend that left knee. Peaceful, flip the front palm, lift it up and back. Nice front side body stretch. Maybe you bring that right arm around behind the back. Exhale brings us back out, cartwheel it down. Left hand, right heel. Step the left back to meet the right, downward facing dog. Brings us to our low flow. Shoulders over wrists, toes or knees, chaturanga, to up dog or cobra, to down dog. Bend the knees, step or hop those feet forward to meet those hands. Final time, second side. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Exhale, fold it forward. Left leg is stepping back this time. Take it nice and long. That heel's off the floor. Find your core, sweep it up. Fabulous. Let's take that transition to warrior two. Lengthen that right leg. Turn the left heel down. Open into it. Arms open, knee bends. Peaceful, flips that front palm, lift it up and back. Cartwheel it down. Right hand, left heel. We've got our final low flow before we change it up. Right foot steps back, downward facing dog. Float those shoulders out over those wrists, toes or knees, chaturanga, lower it down, elbows stay close. Press the chest up. Cobra or up dog. Turn the toes over, tense the core, hips up and back, down dog. Fabulous. Let's go ahead and bend those knees. Step or hop those feet forward to meet those hands. From here, we've got our chair pose. So sweeping those arms up, sinking those hips back. Now this is that transition that I mentioned. So if that second transition is going to work best for you, option to take that, same with the third one. If not, we're going to bend those knees, step one foot down, plant it down. Bring the other around to meet it. We're in that high position. We're going to do one drift back. If you're on those knees, arms come out in front. Keep the torso nice and long. We're going to drift back about halfway. Bring it back up. And then we're going to bring it down to the floor. So bring those feet over to one side. Sink those hips down. Bring those feet around. Fabulous. So if you need to move forward like I do to make a little bit of space behind you, feel free to. We're going to take 3 nice roll-ups. So I want you to find that inhale to our long spine, those long arms. Our exhale is going to roll us down nice and slow and controlled, vertebrae by vertebrae, down to the mat. When you get there, that inhale finds our long spine once again. Our exhale rolls us up, using as little or much momentum as you need to get up off of the mat. Same thing right from the top. Our inhale finds our long spine. Our exhale rolls us back down. Same thing again. When you hit the bottom, inhale to that long spine, arms overhead. Use the momentum you need to come up. When you get to the top, that inhale finds your long spine, and that exhale rolls us down. We've got one more up and back down. That third one. Inhale takes those arms overhead, long spine. Exhale rolls us up off the mat. Inhale to the long spine at top, and exhale rolls us down. When you get to the bottom, feel free to pull those knees into the chest if that feels good for you. Take a moment, maybe rock a little bit side to side. And we're gonna get into a little bit of core. First, let's work that activation. Bend those knees, plant those feet. Let's take those hips up towards the ceiling into our glute bridge. We're gonna press those palms into the floor. We're gonna press the bottoms of the feet into the floor. Those shoulders and the back of the head press down. Starting that activation all the way through the body. So travel from the toes up to your head with that consciousness of tensing your muscles, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the core, squeezing the quads and the hamstrings, pressing those hands down. We're here for another 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and lower those hips down to the mat. Pull those knees into the chest. All right, from here, we're gonna do our single leg stretch. So I want you to take that left leg out long. The higher the leg is, the easier this will be. The lower towards the floor it is, the more challenging this will be. Right knee is still pulled into the chest. For more challenge, we can lift the head and shoulders. Let's go ahead and take that right leg out long to meet the left. So both legs should be long briefly, and then we pull that left leg in. So again, the higher the legs are, the easier it is. Then the left leg goes out to meet the right. They're both long briefly, and then we pull that right in. Go ahead, keep moving at about that pace. So I want you to try and find that little pause with those legs long, and then pull the other side in. So we're not bicycling the feet. We're finding that extended position, and then pulling the other side in. Nice and easy, side to side. Don't forget to breathe. Making sure you've got about a tennis ball size space between the chin and the chest. We're here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, pull those knees into the chest, let the head and shoulders release. Bend the knees, plant the feet. Lift those hips up one more time with that activation. Activating from the toes up to the head, press the palms into the floor. Squeeze through the glutes, the core. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and just set those hips down. Let's take it to those obliques with some penguins. Lift the head and shoulders off the floor. Those fingertips point towards our heels, side to side, nice and easy, right through center. Right fingertips towards right heel, left fingertips towards left heel. If they don't quite reach it, that's okay. Mine don't quite today. We're working those obliques, those muscles on the side of the core. We're here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the torso back to center. Lower the head and shoulders down. Pull those knees back into the chest. Now we're just going to add to that single leg stretch that we did before. So I'm going to have my right knee pulled in. I'm going to extend my left leg out long. First thing we're going to do is take the left leg up towards the ceiling. I'm going to reach both fingertips up in a little crunch. When my torso meets the floor once again, I grab that right knee, I lower that left leg, and then we've got that exact same range of motion that we did for that first one. Right goes out to meet the left, and then we pull that left in. Right goes up towards the ceiling, we crunch, we pull the torso down, we lower the right, left goes out to meet the right. So a couple more steps in this one, but keeping it moving at your own pace here. We're finding that crunch, and then that single leg stretch. Side to side, nice and easy, nice and slow and controlled. Using your breath. Fabulous work, fabulous work. Couple more here, keeping it moving. You guys look great. Excellent. We're here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pull both of those knees into the chest. All right, a little more work for the glutes, for the posterior chain. Bend the knees, plant the feet. Once again, lift those hips up towards the ceiling. If you'd like to, you can keep it right here with this hold. If you'd like to take it up a notch, we're taking it to our march of those knees, or that half bicycle. Knee comes in towards the chest, keeping it bent, and then we lower it back down. Try and keep those hips nice and even if you're lifting those feet. So transferring your weight before you lift that other side, not letting that side hip dip towards the floor. We're here for just another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and lower those hips down. Fabulous. We're going to take that up one more notch with that single leg stretch. We're just going to take it to our double leg stretch. So pull both of those knees in towards the chest. Lift the head and shoulders for that extra challenge. Our inhale takes us out long in both directions, arms and legs. Our exhale circles our arms around as we pull our knees back in and we catch them in the center. Here we go, just like that. Inhale takes us long. Again, the higher those feet are, the easier this is. The lower they go, the harder this is. Breathing through this. Keeping that tennis ball size space between the chin and the chest. Keeping on moving. Good work, good work. We're here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, pull those knees into the chest. Nice. Bend the knees, plant the feet. And find one final half roll up. Inhale takes the arms overhead. Exhale rolls us up to that seated position. When you get there, go ahead and set those knees to one side, those feet to the other side. We're bringing it around to that kneeling position. Again, that transition is your choice if you'd like to just step it right on up. From here, we're going to take it to our chair pose. So I want you to take one foot, step it up to that half lunge. Try and keep that front leg bent as we step the other up to meet it. Arms come up. We keep those knees bent. We find that chair pose. We're here for just a moment. If you made the transition a little different, go ahead and join us. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, fold it forward. Fingertips towards the toes. Hips up. Inhale rolls us up to that mountain. All right, you guys, nice work. Little break here before we move it on. If you've got your camera on and you're feeling good, feel free to give me a thumbs up. If you don't have your camera on, feel free to use those reactions. Whew. All righty. Okay, so bringing it back to the top of our mat. That first round, we moved just a little slower, so we kind of knew what we were doing. We're going to keep it moving here. We're going to go 3 times through on each side. If you need to move a little bit slower, feel free to take it a little bit slower through those ranges of motion and meet us back in that down dog. Maybe you're not feeling that low flow today, so skip it and step it back forward and bring it into that higher flow. Do what works for you. It is your practice. Let's find one big inhale. Our exhale is going to fold us forward. From that forward fold, we'll find one halfway lift to our flat back, long spine. And then we'll fold it forward once again. We're stepping it back to that crescent lunge. Right foot steps back, heel stays off the floor, toes plant. Inhale sweeps us up. When you get there, we inhale to lengthen that left leg. We turn that right heel down. We bring it to our warrior 2 by bending the left knee once again. Peaceful, flip the front palm, lift it up and back. Exhale, cartwheels us all the way down. Left hand comes down, right hand comes down, right heel comes up. Step the left back to meet the right, down dog. Low flow, one time through. Float the shoulders over the wrists, toes or knees. We lower chaturanga. Inhale presses the chest up, over up dog. Exhale turns the toes over, hips up and back, down dog. Bend the knees, step or hop those feet forward to meet those hands. Forward fold. When you get there, we've got that halfway lift, flat back, long spine. And then fold it forward. Same thing, other side. Left steps back, nice and long. Heel stays off the floor, bend that right knee. Sweep those arms up. Fabulous. Inhale, lengthens the right leg, turns the left heel down, open the arms, bend the right knee into that warrior 2. Flip the front palm, lift it up and back, peaceful. Once again, feel free to add that other hand around behind the back for that intensity. Exhale, cartwheels us down. Right hand, left heel. Right goes back to meet the left, downward dog. Low flow, shoulders over wrists, toes or knees. Keep the elbows close, chaturanga. Press the chest up, cobra, baby cobra, up dog. Turn the toes over, hips up and back, down dog. Bend the knees, step or hop those feet forward to meet those hands. This time we're coming all the way through that extended mountain. So inhale rolls us all the way up, nice and slow. When you get to the top, that inhale continues to take those arms overhead. Our exhale folds us forward. Let's keep it going. When you hit the bottom, that inhale finds that halfway lift. Flat back, on spine. Exhale folds us forward. Right side, once again, step that right back, nice and long. Heel off the floor. Sweep the arms up. Find your nice, long, strong core. Lengthen that left leg. Turn that right heel down. Open those arms, bend that left knee. We're back in that warrior two. Flip the front arm, lift it up and back, peaceful. Cartwheel it down, left hand, right heel. Step that left back to meet the right, downward facing dog. Low flow, shoulders float over wrists, toes or knees, lower it down through your chaturanga. Press it up into cobra or up dog. Turn the toes over, hips up and back, down dog. Bend the knees, step or hop those feet forward to meet those hands. Forward fold. Left side, here we go. Halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Fold it forward. Step that left foot back nice and long, heel stays off the floor, right knee bends. Sweep those arms up. Find that nice, long, strong core, activated all the way down. Lengthen the right leg, turn the left heel down, bend the right knee to bring it into our warrior two. Flip the front palm, lift it up and back, peaceful. Cartwheel it down, right hand, left heel, right back to meet the left, downward dog. Low flow, chaturanga, floats the shoulders over the wrists, toes or knees we lower, press the chest up, cobra or up dog. And the toes over, hips up and back, down dog. Step or hop those feet forward to meet those hands, forward fold. When you get there, we're coming all the way up for that in between to that nice extended mountain. One more time on each side. This is it for this flow. Fold it forward. Halfway lift to our flat back, long spine. Fold it forward. Step that right leg back nice and long. Toe meets the floor, heel stays up, sweep the arms up, crescent. Lengthen the front leg. Turn that right heel down, open those arms, bend that left knee, warrior two. Flip the front palm, peaceful. Cartwheel it down. Left hand, right heel. Left back to meet the right, downward dog. Low flow, feel free to take this at your own pace. Shoulders over wrists, toes or knees, chaturanga lowers. Inhale, presses the chest up, cobra up dog. Exhale, turn the toes over, hips up and back. That's our second to last time with that range of motion today. Bend the knees, step, walk those feet forward to meet those hands. Last time through, we've just got to hit that second side. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, spine. Exhale, folds us forward. Left leg steps back, toe meets the mat, heel stays up. Sweep those arms up into our crescent. Here comes that warrior two. Lengthen that right leg, turn that left heel down, bend that right knee, open those arms up. Flip the front palm, lift it up and back, peaceful. Cartwheel it down. Right hand, left heel, right back to meet the left, down dog. Low flow. Shoulders over wrists, chaturanga, toes or knees. Press the chest up, cobra or up dog. Turn the toes over, hips up and back, down dog. Awesome work, you guys. We're almost there. That was our last time through with that one. Bend those knees, step or hop those feet forward to meet those hands. Let's take this into our chair pose. Our inhale sweeps our arms up, sinks our hips back. We'll find just a little hold here. If you want to add a little to it, feel free to add a little pulse, halfway down, halfway back up. Make sure if you find that pulse, you've still got that super long spine. Like we practiced on Monday, don't let your lower back compensate for your arms. Nice, we're here for 4, 3, 2, bend those knees. If you're making that transition right from here, let's step that foot down. We're in that kneeling position. If you're making a different transition, feel free to stand it up and make your transition. Bring it on down. This time, if you're from those knees, we're gonna find 2 drifts back. Arms come out long in front. We've got our nice long torso drifting back, finding that nice activation of the core. Inhale pulls us back up. One more time, second time like that. Then we're bringing it down to the floor. So we're in that drift. We're back to that long spine. And our feet come over to the side. Those hips set down. And then let's bring those feet on around in front, bend the knees, plant them. We've got our 3 roll-ups once again. Inhale to that long spine. Exhale rolls us down. Nice and slow and controlled. That inhale takes the arms overhead. Our exhale rolls us back up. Use as little momentum as you can, but as much as you need to get up off the mat. Inhale, long spine. Exhale rolls us down. Second roll up. Here we go. Inhale, exhale takes us up off the mat. Long spine at the top. Exhale rolls us down. Nice and controlled. Final one here. Here we go. Arms overhead. Exhale pulls us up. Long spine at the top. Make this one your slowest and most controlled roll down yet. Make it take kind of a long time, longer than you think it might need to. Maybe a little half pause in the middle. Bring it on down. When you get to the bottom, go ahead and pull that right knee in towards the chest. Extend that left leg out long. We're taking it right into that single leg stretch. We're almost done, you guys. You're doing great. Couple more minutes here. Right goes out to meet the left. Brief pause. Pull that left knee in. Side to side, keeping it moving. Making sure that both legs come out long at some point, but feel free to move a little faster than last time if you'd like to. Making sure you're breathing. Making sure that your chin is still at least a tennis ball size space away from the chest. Looking good. We're almost there. We're here for another 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull those knees into the chest. Last time we hit those penguins. This time we're going to hit our obliques with a bicycle. Fingertips behind those ears. Knees at that nice 90 degrees. Our opposite elbow comes up to that bent knee. Our other leg extends side to side. Again, the lower you take that long leg and the longer you take that long leg, the more challenging this will be. So if you need a little less challenge, those toes can always point a little closer towards the ceiling. We're just here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, pull those knees into the chest. Let the head and shoulders release and relax. 2 final exercises, you guys. This is it. 2 more. Our second to last is our double leg stretch. So our last core front movement here. Both knees start in towards the chest. For extra challenge, we can lift the head and shoulders. We inhale to extend. We exhale to pull it around and in a couple times, just like that. This is our last core front work. This is our second to last little bit of work. Keep moving, keep breathing. Fabulous, fabulous, looking good. Awesome job, you guys. Keep working hard for another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, release, take a moment. Our final exercise is going to work that posterior chain. We're taking it back to that glute bridge with our optional march. Bend the knees, plant the feet. Take those hips up towards the ceiling. Once again, you can hold here if you'd like to. If you want that extra challenge, feel free to add that march in. Knee stays bent. We pull it up off the mat. Keep those hips nice and even. We're here for just a couple of moments. This is our final little bit of work today, you guys. Keep breathing. Keep those hips high. Good work, good work. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, release those hips down to the mat. If you'd like that recovery pose of a spinal twist, maybe windshield wiper those knees. If you'd like that recovery pose of knees into the chest, feel free to do so. Awesome. If you found that windshield wiper, go ahead, bring those knees back to center. With our next inhale, we're going to take it all long. So extend those legs out onto the floor, extend those arms up overhead. Nice big total body stretch. Next exhale rolls us up to seated. And I'm going to bring it on around to that comfortable seated position. All right, you guys, fabulous work today. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's finish off with 2 nice deep breaths. Our inhale takes the arms out and up. Exhale, circles them down and around. On this last one, those palms meet overhead. Inhale takes us up. Palms meet. Exhale pulls us down to heart center. Enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you so much for joining me. The light in me honors, the light in you, bowing as we say. Namaste.